here at this soul food spot. Like the truck, ridiculous. So you know the food is good, like when you're willing to stand outside in the cold. See my breath? Like when you can see your breath and you're still willing to wait in line, like you know the food is good. You know what I mean? It's me. I'm here with my man Mark right here. Just coming back from Epiphany Fellowship, where we just got it in. We're up in, I order for you so you're good. Yep. We're just up in Galatians chapter 1, just looking at the gospel and the primacy of Christ and Him crucified, which is what the atonement is all about. And so as we begin to tape this, we're going to get some food in our stomachs and just get it in. So, yeah. The Atonement is the new project. It's an album that is centered on the person and work of Jesus Christ. And basically the idea came from one, I picked up a book called The Cross of Christ by John Stott, which is just a banging exposition of the work of Christ on the cross. And through reading that and through hearing some messages by C.J. Mahaney on concerning the cross, it just really just stirred me up. Like, man, like there needs to be a hip-hop contextualized picture of what Christ did. And then also, like, thinking about what Paul said in 1 Corinthians chapter 15, where when speaking of the gospel, he said that it's of first importance. And one of the things that I've noticed, just as we've looked around at what's been being released in terms of Christian hip-hop, the cross is the kind of thing that has become assumed, but not proclaimed. You know what I mean? There's an assumed cross. It's like, okay, we already know this. We know that Jesus died for our sins. Now let's move on to whatever. You know what I mean? So what happens is after a while, you move on to the whatever, and you find yourself talking more about the whatever than the actual cross, which makes the whatever meaningful. You know what I mean? And so I just felt the need to do something that just centered our focus and attention on the person and work of Christ, particularly at the cross. There's a song called "The Cross," 3 hours, which really zeroes in on what was happening between the Father and the Son on the cross. That the Father was pouring out the wrath, the fullness of His cup of wrath against our sin on His only Son. So what I need is, I need you to come with me, because we're going to do some time travel. We're going to travel back about 2,000 years to the most significant event in the history of the universe. You ready? Alright, let's go. Yeah. It's something you gotta see. Journey with me. It's approximately 30 AD in the land of Israel, the city of Jerusalem, but on the outside there screams and loud cries. Through faith this scene can be seen without eyes. The mean shout lies and seem to sound wise as we inch through the crowd. We need to be cautious. A Roman execution meant on 3 crosses, but all the focus is on the one in the center. The gate closes behind you. No one can enter. The sight you behold is so odd, you're stunned. The man hanging on the cross is
God the sun, 12 noon is pitch black. Cause the sun shines lacking. Your minds can't fathom this divine transaction. As slowly the sound becomes mostly drowned, you realize that you're standing on holy ground.
Man, from start to finish, it's a journey. You know, I'll tell you, like from the gate, like it's a heavy album. You know what I mean? Like this is not the one to get if you're trying to dance. You know what I mean? If you're trying to get your two-step on, like I don't anticipate this being played in clubs. You know what I mean? Like it's just not that kind of work. It's something that, like, one of the issues I struggle with just in terms of hip hop is oftentimes the medium is, in my opinion, not appropriate to the gravity of the message. That makes sense? Like, yeah. It's almost like, it would be like if you're at a funeral and like hearing the birthday song or something. You know what I mean? Like musically, it just doesn't fit with the mood. You know what I mean? And like we're talking about the cross, we're talking about the gospel, like we're talking about things of deep, grave importance. You know what I'm saying? But oftentimes, like the backdrop of hip hop tends to be a trivializing. It tends to have a trivializing effect. So it can take something that's weighty, and when you put it across the wrong backdrop, it's like, man, it's just been decreased. Like it doesn't seem as weighty anymore. And so with the Atonement, I wanted to choose a musical backdrop that was appropriate to the gravity of the subject. You know what I'm saying? And so the album starts off with like this kind of like cinematic like string intro that's almost feels like a movie, just kind of moving you into like, okay, like this is heavy, this is weighty, like stop what you're doing and listen. You know what I mean? And throughout the album, there's a lot of interludes that just have nothing but music, just to kind of again give you time to reflect on what's being talked about, and then the actual songs themselves. Like weighty is the only term that really makes sense. Like even the more celebratory songs are kind of low key in a sense. You know what I mean? And then topically, every song deals with either the need for the atonement, or the actual event of the atonement itself, or the implications of the atonement. And so each song is just like really, we're attempting to get the listener to like, okay, like zoom your lens in on Christ and the cause of the atonement.